Question number 6. What is a book? Fuck.
Multiple choices.
Fuck.
Hi guys, so today we're doing a What Ever Wednesday video, and we are doing the Trip Down Memory Lane tag. It was originally by BeccaTheBookReviewer.
So, we're going to have our mysterious figures read out the questions.
And we're going to do the whole thing as Charmander.
Goodbye.
Question 1. The first novel you remember reading?
I remember reading like a Kiwi Bites. Does that count? It's like,
Yeah.
it's got like 5 chapters in it.
There was one that it was like about a whole bunch of like kid spies, and they would go to all these like different, each book was in a different country. That's all I remember. That's all I remember.
We both remember like the first book we read, just remember nothing about it. I think it was called Ben Watch Out Today. It was a girl who was too afraid to speak, but she knew a guy was gonna get like beat up by bullies, and so she wanted to tell him, but she wrote Ben Watch Out Today, which is highly threatening.
Oh, yeah. This one was kind of like, there's 2 of them, they were like a team, and they literally travel around the world trying to like defeat the bad guys. And yeah, in the book I remember they happened to be in Tokyo. I think it might have been called Trouble in Tokyo.
That's the Teen Titans movie, you fuck.
Well, it was still set in Tokyo.
And there was trouble.
Yep.
Question 2, figure 2 or figure 1?
Okay, question 2. What was the first book you fell in love with?
Artemis Fowl, probably.
Probably Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Artemis Fowl was the first book I read willingly, because I really hated reading as a child. Why did you love the Half-Blood Prince?
Well, it's what got me into the Harry Potter series. Yeah. I mean, magic, wizards, it's kind of a given.
Bring it! Question 3.
Right. What was your favourite children's storybook?
I remember the Judy Moody books. And I loved them.
I loved the Ramona books by Beverly Cleary. They're very adorable. They're quite timeless. Even though the books are old, there's no references to the technology. It's just about like the kids in that era. And so they seem like they could be just as much a child they were then as they are now. They would be the same child in either time frame. They're hilarious. Beverly Cleary's an amazing little writer. I think she's dead now.
Oh.
To end on that downer, bring us to the next question.
Okay, 4th question. What was the first book that you became absolutely obsessed with?
Isn't that the same first book you ever loved?
No.
Nope.
Game over.
Obsessed with? Probably Artemis Fowl still. Oh wait, no, not Artemis Fowl. The first one. It would be probably Artemis Fowl, The Time Paradox. That's the one where they kiss and it's like, yo! And it's never mentioned again or discussed. But in that book I was like, yo! And I actually googled like deviant art fan fiction of it.
Oh, nice.
That was how tight it was.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
No, because I remember being really into Harry Potter.
Twilight.
But I don't know if I was like, I don't remember how obsessed I was with it.
Tainted.
No, then the next one would have been Vampire Academy.
Oh.
Yeah, I was obsessed with that because
Were you with
I was
movie?
I was like so obsessed with 2 characters in it, and I was like, when is it happening? Did it happen? And then like other things happened, and then they went together, and then it's like what? Yeah.
Mine never got together, alright? Your ones did end up together. Spoilers. Mine never did, and they never addressed it.
That's sad.
It's just like John Locke. Bring us to the next question.
Oh my god. The first book that taught you something about yourself?
Ensign Flandre by Paul Anderson. That taught me that I liked science fiction. Because I read the whole Artemis Fowl series, and I just didn't read. And I loved those. But then, when I got into early high school, I read an adult science fiction book with a cat lady on the front, and I was like, wait, science fiction's awesome. So I went from like children's books, completely missed out on teenager books, and went straight to adult science fiction. And then probably Stephen King would be the second to that, as he's the one who told me, oh, I like horror novels too. What did you learn from a book about yourself?
For me, it had to be the Harry Potter books.
Every answer.
Harry Potter. No, because every answer is about the first book, and I was like, well, that's what happened. No, I
What
think
that feel when one book changes your life?
honestly, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, that was probably my first fantasy book that I read, and now fantasy is my favorite genre.
Now you're
I
a
read a
slut
lot
for
of
fantasy,
it.
yes.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. Half-Blood Prince again still.
Yeah, well, that was the first one,
Yeah,
and then I read everything else leading up to it.
it's not a bad place to start. It's just very intense,
Yeah, but I think that's why I liked it so much.
and that's probably why it was hard to go back when you're like, wow, this really is just
Yeah.
they're all standalone. It's an issue.
Yeah, I thought these are boring.
This video, it may have no views, but if it does, it'll all be negative dislikes.
Everyone's like, how could you say that about Harry Potter?
How'd you even find this
I like
video?
most of the series.
You don't even go here. Bring us the next one.
Alright, question number 6. What is a book that you will always remember reading for the first time?
A book that you remember reading for the first time. I read all books only once. What do I remember?
There's no nuts.
Okay, that's not an answer to the question you asked.
Did I ask for your unwanted opinion figures?
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
I'll let you go first, Maria. I can't think.
The first book that I will always remember reading for the first time would have been The Phantom Tollbooth. Just because first off, I didn't want to read it in the first place. Or I didn't really feel like I wanted to read it. And then I ended up loving it, so yeah, it would be that book.
I think mine would be when the first time I read Artemis Fowl, the Atlantis Complex, because I bought it in the USA because you couldn't get it in New Zealand yet. So when I went to the USA, I got it and I read it as quickly as I could, and it was fine. And I was really obsessed with it. And then that's the book I happened to buy that was missing the final 3 or 4 chapters. They just repeated half the first part of the book. It was so awful. So I very vividly remember reading it and like, oh my god, it's just started over again. It was the most traumatic reading experience of my life. What is our next question?
What was the first classic you read?
That's easy. Like the only... Oh, hold up.
Dorian Victor
No.
Dorian Gray?
No, it's actually Little Woman.
Oh.
Because,
cool.
yeah, by Louise May Alcott.
Yeah.
Because I remember being at the warehouse and I really wanted like a Care Bear, but I think I got one eventually.
I got
But
Little Woman instead.
there was a book stand and it was kind of like classics, but I guess more of a kid version of them. They were like shorter, but still had the
Abridged.
like a bridge version. And they were hardback as well. They had a nice picture on them. So that's what I got.
Well, I would say the first classic, because you have to read things like Shakespeare in class. The first classic I read by choice would be Carmilla, the lesbian vampire story. It was a novella and it was awesome.
Have you ever reviewed that one yet?
What?
Have you ever reviewed that one yet?
Carmilla?
Yeah.
No, I do Stephen King, man.
Oh.
When does that come in? No, I will. I will review that. I've read like 4 books outside of Stephen King all year. I'll get to them eventually. Hit me with the next question, fam.
What was the first book to movie adaptation you saw?
Percy Jackson. No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No,
Is it
Harry Potter. I saw Harry Potter before I even read the books.
Shrek? Somebody once. It's a book. That would have been so long ago.
No, I was little. Like I remember Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets VHS, and it really scared me because I was little.
Something.
Do the Disney princess movies count?
That's what I was trying to think.
I know. I remember seeing Sleeping Beauty at a very young age, so that was a masterpiece. Vividly, I do remember seeing the Harry Potter movies, though. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Artemis Fowl still has never been adapted. It actually should stay unadapted.
Yeah, then they can't ruin it for you.
Exactly. No, first one I ever saw, Vampire Academy. Next question.
Question 9. What was the first book that made you cry?
There are so many books.
I've never cried in a book.
These are exactly the reactions we predicted.
Mm-hmm.
You've cried in every book. I've cried in none.
I've not cried in every book. It's gonna be really like I'm not. I can't remember. Like it's not spoiler for Harry Potter, right? The series been out for so long. Everyone should know this happens, right? Anyway, spoiler alert just in case. Because the Harry Potter books where like Dumbledore dies and stuff.
What? So
Go.
Dumbledore's your first straight bawling.
No, because it's sad when they dear Dobby Dumbledore Snape died, but I don't think I actually fall out streaming tears, kind of bawling in those books. I think the first book where I did that was How to Say Goodbye in Robot. I was a mess. I was uncontrollable. I was an absolute mess.
Only time I can think, it's in relation to the previous question, a movie I very vividly remember that's based off a book, Heidi.
I don't know that.
Fuck Heidi. Starring Shirley Temple, and I know it's based off a book, but God, when that Duchess was so mean to her, I cried, and I never got to finish the film because I was so mad that Heidi didn't get to go back to the old man. That is the last true time I cried in a movie or film, or a movie or book. So for you,
How to Say Goodbye in Robot.
What scene?
The end. The ending.
Oh.
It is a sad ending.
Okay, we won't spoil that.
Yeah.
She cried in extremely loud and incredibly close. Bring me the next question.
Okay, well it's funny that you mentioned that because the next
What
question,
is extremely loud and incredibly close?
The 10th and final question is the first book you absolutely hated.
Hey Maria, would you
Well,
like
I'm trying to figure out if I hated a book as much as I hate that one before that one.
I can't think of a book if I don't like a book, I just stop. I've never read read a book. I'm not that strong. I hate reading to start with.
Yeah, but listen, when we were studying English and you just hated it.
No, I would never read it.
But then how would you...
I didn't pass a lot of English.
Okay.
I think it was King of Shadows back in English, all the way year 9 English. It was a book about where a kid traveled to Shakespeare time. But can he pull it off? And I was like, fuck off. It was a Shakespeare fanfic where Shakespeare's like, you're like a son to me. And it's like, yeah,
Wow.
boy, dumbass.
Yeah, I'm like you. I try to not make a habit of reading through books that I just don't enjoy or don't like because it's a waste of time. So yeah, the book I hate is extremely loud and creepy close. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Oh, no, mine, Saving Francesca.
Oh, you
Fuck
did?
Saving Francesca.
Oh.
Fuck it. That's one I actually did have to read for class, and it was awful.
Yeah.
I've talked about it obviously before. I would actually either burn Saving Francesca by Melina Marchetta or something. It's the one where she moves to an all-boys school that just started accepting girls. Will she find friends? She does. She gets with the head boy. And she's stupid, and she's an asshole to all of her friends and doesn't deserve any of them, and she's whiny and awful. Well, thank you for joining us for this grand book tag where...
Oh, we finished now?
Mhm.
Okay.
There was only 10 questions, Matt. We can make up... Do you want to make up one final question?
You're
How do
putting
you
us
say
on the
goodbye
spot.
in Robot? Single tear. No, we won't make them. They can't think that quickly. We've seen that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all we have for this video. See you guys next time.
See you guys next time when we talk about Extreme Loud and Incredibly Close again.
Yeah, maybe not that book.
And Saving Francesca. Bye.
Bye.